Hey guys, it's July 15th. It's tax day. I'm not sure what day of the week that is, but I know it is tax day. So July 15th, we have a special guest, a special supplier with us today. We have Windstar. We have Anthony. Hey, Anthony.
Hello, hello. Thank you for allowing me to join in today, Roy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the time. We have some people that have, I see that are joining in. We have Kim, we have Denise. Hey, Cynthia, just say hi so we'll know that everyone's here. And as we just do the intros, we'll let people just connect. Hey, Alicia, I don't think I saw Alicia before on the live. So if it's your first live, just let us know. We do these sessions a few times a week. Just make sure to go on the left tab, see all the events, and register. Of course, some of these sessions are also loaded into our YouTube channel. So just make sure that you subscribe so you'll get notifications. Hey, Jan. Yeah, oh, you have a lot of people coming in. So yeah,
Good.
that's good.
Great.
That's good. Okay, so give us a little bit more information. We have a PowerPoint presentation as well, but I want to hear from you about you and about the company.
Okay. My name is Anthony Iozzia. I am the Northeast Regional Sales Manager for Windstar Cruises. I cover 13 states from Virginia up through basically the Canadian border. So New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and all the New England states as well, as far west as Pittsburgh. I live at the Jersey Shore in a town called Barnegat with my wife, and two of my three daughters and two cats.
Hmm.
And been with Windstar about 5.5, going close to 6 years. And I've been in the travel business now. I just had in January, had my 29th anniversary in the travel industry. So it's in my blood. I love it. And what else could I say? I know it's crazy times right now. And I've been in this business for so long. I've been through a lot of crazy times, but this is something I've never been through before. And it's an adventure, and I know we're all trying our best to stay afloat, and we will. And I know the travel industry will be back as strong as ever, hopefully in the near future. But it definitely will be back as strong as
I
ever.
know that some of the sales force were furloughed for a while, but you guys are back.
Yes, yeah. Like everybody in the business, once this pandemic swept over and the virus swept over from Asia over to us, our travel business was horrible. And like everybody else, we were not immune to it. So March, they decided to furlough the entire sales force. Windstar did, and they planned on bringing us back like mid-July. And business was not great in March, April, May, not great, and then June business slowly started picking up, and then by mid-June we had a sale, and we generated $5.8 million of business in this 1 week period, which for us, we're small, so keep in mind we're small. For us, that's better than most weeks pre-pandemic. So they decided to bring the sales force back because they're seeing not only a demand for Windstar, but small ship cruising as a whole. People, are a little leery about cruising anywhere, but if they're going to cruise, they might not want to be with 3,000, 4,000, 6,600 people. They said, let's try small ship cruising. So our phones start ringing, and advisors are calling us up, booking us. So it's tough. I feel bad to benefit from what is going on in the world. I almost feel embarrassed to say the positives that's happening with Windstar because it is. Because so if you could edit that, edit
No,
that
no, I
out.
think you know what, people are adjusting. Some of our agents have never sold domestic before, maybe haven't sold your product before, and that's part of the reason why you are here. To let us know, so we'll know, because yeah, clients are a bit afraid of the mega resorts, the huge big cruise ships. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. We need to know more about your product, so we'll be able to offer. Maybe they'll take a small ship first, a small Windstar, and then get into feel more comfortable in a bigger setting. Or or stay forever with Windstar. Who knows?
I hate to say this, but once they go on small ship, most of them don't go back.
I know.
But I used to come from a big cruise line, a mega ship, and I loved them at the time, so I wish them all well.
So I don't know if you want to maybe hit the presentation and start with it. Tell us a little bit about Windstar, or if there's anything that is not in the PowerPoint that you want to give us an intro on the actual company.
Well, yeah, I'll go into the presentation. It covers a lot of stuff. I'm going to talk relatively fast because there's a lot to cover, and I don't want to keep these people on all day. So I'm going to talk 100 miles an hour. Being from New Jersey.
I don't think anyone has anything better to do anyway.
Well, you're from New Jersey. You're from Fair Lawn, North Jersey, so you're used to 100 miles an hour. I don't know if somebody from Mississippi could keep up with my but they'll be fine. And I didn't mean to make fun of anyone from Mississippi, but I know us New Jersey people are hyper. So I don't have to preface anything. I'll go through the presentation, and if you have questions at the end, if things I didn't cover, then we could revisit it then. So I will share my screen now. Hopefully it works. You tell me how it looks. Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it. And now we can see it on the full screen.
Okay. So I can start rolling?
Yeah, start rolling.
Okay.
Anyone has any
right.
issues? If you can't see anything, if you can't hear anything, just let us know. But it seems like everything is fine for now. So.
Okay, good. So I'll quickly go through our fleet. We have 6 ships. We have 3 with sails, 3 without sails. This is our largest vessel that we have. The Windsurf, 342 guests, 5-masted, just a beautiful yacht. The first time I cruised with Windstar was on this ship, doing a Croatia-Italy program, and that's when my wife and I fell in love with Windstar. So this is our largest at 342. And then we have this ship here, which is the Wind Spirit, which only holds 148 people. So it's 4-masted versus the other one is 5-masted, 148 guests. And she has an identical twin sister called the Windstar, which once again is also 148 guests. And then we have these 2 ships, the Star Breeze and the Star Legend. They hold 312 guests. These are 2 of the triplets. We have actually had 3 of these ships. So we also have the Star Pride, which is identical to these 2 ships here. So we have the 6 ships, smallest 148, largest 342, and then a handful in between. We have the water sports platform off the back of the ships, which is a lot of fun. People get to kayak and paddleboard, and we have water skis. It's all complimentary, swimming right off the back of the boat, which people really get a kick out of. Even though all the ships have swimming pools, if you really love the water, you're going to swim right back off of here. And then we have the mats back there. People are sunbathing, jumping off the trampoline. So it's just a unique way of enjoying the Mediterranean or the Caribbean or wherever you may be around the world. The 3 ships without the sails, or the 3 yachts without the sails, are going through a $250 million program right now. It's called the Star Plus Initiative, where we are literally cutting the ship in half, stretching it apart, and adding an 84-foot section in the middle. And this is taking place in Palermo, Sicily right now as we speak. One of the ships is almost done. The Star Breeze is almost done. And then the Star Legend arrived not too long ago, and she's in the process of having this done to her as well. And then the Pride will go later on in the year. But this yellow area that you see here is the 84-foot section. So we're adding 50 more staterooms. So the ships did in the past held 212 people, but they're moving up to 312 people. So we're adding 50 staterooms, 100 people, but still relatively small compared to what else is out there in the travel industry. All those other colored areas you see on this diagram are other areas that will be affected by this $250 million we're investing, including all new engines as well. So there'll be faster engines and much more fuel efficient. So we're basically covering the whole ship from stern to bow. Excuse me. This is what the section looked like. You see that part right before they totally assembled it, but this was taken a few months ago in Palermo, Sicily, in the shipyard. This is the new pool area on these 3 yachts. This is what the staterooms look like. Now, believe it or not, this is the smallest stateroom we have on these ships. Every room we have and every ship is outside cabins, but on these, specifically on these three all suite yachts, the smallest stateroom is 277 square feet. The new 50 rooms in the middle, the 50 suites, the bed is closest to the wall or the outside wall of the sliding doors. And the other suites, it's going to be flip-flop. The table, the two tables, the two chairs, and the couch will be closer to the sliding door or the windows, and then the bed will be closer. This is the bathrooms in all the staterooms. Big walk-in showers, double vanities, lots of beautiful marble throughout. We also have a new owner's suite on deck 6, which is 3-bedroom, 3.5 baths, 1,374 square feet. So quite spacious, comfortably holds six people. We're adding 2 new specialty restaurants on board. Quadro 44 by Anthony Sasso is one of them. It's in a Spanish tapas restaurant. It holds 38 people. Anthony Sasso is in charge of a restaurant, a Spanish restaurant in New York City, very well known. He's in charge of creating the ambiance and the menu in this dining. And keep in mind, all of our dining is complimentary on Windstar. Not only the main dining room, but also 24-hour room service, as well as all your non-alcoholic drinks, your cappuccinos, lattes, espressos, bottled water, smoothies, juices, all complimentary, and as well as these specialty restaurants like Quadro 44. We have another a French steakhouse, which has always been on the ships. That is also complimentary. It's called Candles. It's alfresco dining. And then we have another restaurant, which is going to be brand new. Well, this is what the Quadro 44 is going to look like. There's another room on the other side as well. So it holds 38 people. And then we have the Star Grill by Stephen Rakeland. He's a well-known chef. He's been on TV, many books. He's the star of barbecuing and grilling and smoking meats. And he's in charge of creating the ambiance as well as the menu on this dining as well. So it's going to be serving lunch and dinner here, and reservations are required, but like I said, it is complimentary. So we are getting bigger as a cruise line. Our ships are stretching, but we're still small in the scheme of things, but we're just a little bit mightier. So what's very important to people right now during these unprecedented times is health and safety. And we're going above and beyond what we're doing when it comes to health and safety. So we have what we call Beyond Ordinary Care. There was a major announcement in the trade yesterday. Travel Weekly was the first to announce it yesterday morning at 8 a.m. And we were the featured article on travelweekly.com, where they talked about what we're doing on these 6 yachts. Well, I'll breeze through these, but we're all following all of CLIA's guidelines and the CDC. We also have a partnership with the Colorado Anschutz Medical Center to offer us guidance as well. We're installing hospital-grade, high-efficiency HEPA filters, which are very important to filter out probably 90% of what's going through the ships. But then we're adding UVC lights, which will kill the rest of mold, bacteria, and has been known to kill coronavirus. So this is a major undertaking, multi-million-dollar undertaking that we're very excited that is going to be on all 6 of our ships before they hit the water and before a passenger gets on board. All this stuff is going to be done. So I feel we're going to be the safest cruise line in the world, not only because of what we're doing here, but because our ships are smaller than most ships out there. So when they were built, they were almost built for social distancing. So you have lots of space, lots of nooks and crannies to get away from people if you want to just read a book or hang out with whoever you're with on board and just find a little table or sunbathe or swim off the back of the ship. And plus, because of the size of the ships, we get to go to some of these hidden harbors and small ports where the big ships can't go to. So we're naturally going to these less touristy areas and less populated areas. So we were always a safer cruise line. And by adding these systems, by the hospital grade HEPA filters and the UVC lights, I mean, now I can't imagine finding another cruise ship or cruise line that is as safety cautious as we are. So we're taking care of all the guest rooms, the public spaces, crew quarters. We're adding additional medical staff as well. pre-boarding. I'm not going to read all this stuff in the essence of time, but we're doing a lot of questionnaires. We're taking everyone's temperatures. We're just spraying everything down constantly. Our shore excursions, we're going to run at 50% capacity. We're health screening for our crew daily. We're making our crew wear masks. You see that wave that we're doing there, that picture on the right. Everyone loves our crew, and they're always hugging them and shaking their hands and kissing them because we have the most incredible crew. But we're not doing that anymore. We're doing that W, the Windstar W hand gesture is what we're doing to keep our social distancing as a crew, just to keep everybody safe. And I hope people aren't offended by that, but it's all about safety right now. Hopefully a few months from now, things will be better and they'll be back to hugging and kissing. And I know people just rave about our Filipino and Indonesian crew and how great they are. Here is a picture of what the system is going to look like. You'll see to the left, there's a combination of fresh air coming from the outside as well as return air coming in. It'll go through that hospital grade HEPA filter, and then depending on the time of the year, it'll either be affected by the heating coil or the cooling coil, and then that's when it hits the ultraviolet disinfectant before the air goes back into all the staterooms and all the public areas. So this is the most efficient system that is currently available. And like I said, I don't know if any cruise lines are going to have this combination of both ultraviolet and the hospital grade HEPA filter. So exciting news for us. It was just announced yesterday in Travel Weekly, and then we actually had a press release after Travel Weekly released it. Who are our guests? They tend to be between the ages of 45 and 75. We'll get people older than 75, but they're more young at heart than your typical 80-year-olds. We'll get younger people as well. Honeymooners love us because we're so romantic. A lot of empty nesters, the working wealthy, doctors, lawyers, professors. Well-traveled people love us because we go to so many unique places where the big ships can't go. So they come to us just because of the itinerary and then fall in love with us and stay with us. A lot of country club members join us, and river cruisers is probably our biggest influx of new customers. People might be river cruising for the first time, fall in love with the size of the ship and say, wow, I can't go back to several thousand people. And a travel advisor like yourself will say, well, check out Windstar. They have a river cruise feel, but they don't go on rivers for the most part. So it's a nice way to transition your river cruise customers over to Windstar. If you guys do any groups out there, we have a tremendous group program, very generous. On many dates, we give a 10% discount off the savings fare. We give a tour conductor a TC for every 9 people. That's not one for every 9 staterooms. So one for every 9 guests, plus a $200 shipboard credit per stateroom and a $200 bonus commission per booking. So it's a great way to make some extra money and for your travelers to get some discounts as well as a nice shipboard credit. I'm going to fly through our top 5 European cruises. I'm going to be really, really fast, so hopefully you can keep with me. The top 5 European cruises for bookings already for next year. Number 5 is Yachtsman's Harbors of the Riviera from Barcelona to Rome. Also goes in reverse, going to great places like Portofino and Monte Carlo and Cannes. Number 4, Spanish Serenade from Lisbon to Barcelona. Very, very popular. Number 3, and this is my personal favorite, is Classic Italy and the Dalmatian Coast. Goes to Rome, down to Amalfi, Giardini Naxos in Sicily, which is right outside of Taormina, and then Kotor, Montenegro, Dubrovnik, and Split, and ends in then Ravine and ends in Venice. So incredible 8-day program. I love it. I wish I could do this every year. Number 2 seller is around Iceland. Fly into Reykjavik, go counterclockwise or totally circumnavigate the country, ending up in Reykjavik again. 7-day program. We do it in the June, July, and August timeframe, and pretty much sells out every single year. And our number 1 seller to Europe is Treasures of the Greek Islands, round trip Athens, going to some of your great places like Santorini and Mykonos. But we also hit a few smaller ports and smaller islands where the big ships can't go to. We use a few different ships here, but the ship that does it the most is the Windstar, which only holds 148 people and is masted. Imagine pulling into Santorini or Mykonos with the sails up, dropping anchor, and swimming off the back of the boat. It doesn't get any better when it comes to Greece than with Windstar. I'm going to fly through our top 5 tropical cruises. Number 4 is Jewels of the Windward Islands, a round trip out of Barbados, going to small places like Bequia. I think we're one of 2 or 3 cruise lines that go to Bequia. Number 4 seller, San Juan, the Virgin Islands, round trip out of San Juan. going to less touristy areas like Jost Van Dyke and Virgin Gorda and St. Bart's, Montserrat. Super popular program. Number 3 seller to a warm weather destination is Yachtsman's Caribbean. This is round trip out of St. Martin, also going to Jost Van Dyke and St. Bart's, Virgin Gorda. Number 2 destination to where it is tropical is Costa Rica, Panama Canal. Focuses on the Pacific side of Costa Rica, Panama, does a day crossing through the canal, ends in Cologne. We also have a 10 and 11-day program as well that focuses a little more on the Caribbean side of Panama. And our number 1 destination to where it is beautiful and tropical is Dreams of Tahiti. We do 7, 10, and 11-day programs out of Papeete, hitting great places like Huahine and Moorea and Raiatea, Bora Bora, Taha. We also have, this is the 7-day program. We also have a 10 and 11-day program, which will not only focus on the Society Islands, which you see here, but it will go a little bit northeast, going to the Tuamotu Islands as well. Here's a couple cruises that focus on closer to home, America and Canada. We have a Canada and New England program, which leaves out of New York. Also, we have some that leave out of Boston, going up to Montreal, takes in some of the great places in Eastern Canada, Halifax, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Also goes up the St. Lawrence Seaway, and we spend a good 30-plus hours in Quebec City, which is a plus. So we have a few cruises here going during September, October timeframe. Alaska, very, very, very big seller for us. Because we're so small, we can get into these little nooks and crannies where the big ships can't go to. The state of Alaska allows us to get into Misty Fjord and Kenai Fjord and go where the whales are and all the wildlife is, where the bigger ships can't get in there, and they have to sell separate excursions for people to go on smaller boats to go where we're already hanging out. So our Alaska programs are top notch. A couple theme cruises that we have. This is a big seller for us. It's the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. We've been doing this for many, many, many years. Next year it's going to happen on May 19th, 2021. The cruise will depart the windsurf out of Rome. And we also have reserved tickets for the race, not only the preliminary race on that Saturday, but the main race on Sunday, Section K, which is one of the best sections to be seated. We also have a special guest on board the ship that has special programs for everybody. So if you have any racing enthusiasts out there, keep this in mind. Also, we are the official cruise line of the James Beard Foundation, and we also offer culinary cruises where we have a James Beard chef on board doing cooking demonstrations. They do wine pairings. They go shopping in the local markets, picking up fresh fish and produce. And all of our cruises will have James Beard dishes on the menu. But we also have a handful, about 7 different cruises where a James Beard chef is on board. This just talks about, in essence of time, I won't go through all this, but this is everything that's included in these James Beard cruises. A la carte or all-inclusive, we're a combination. We're not an all-inclusive cruise line, but we do include a decent amount, like I mentioned, all your specialty dining's included, all your non-alcoholic drinks are included, all the use of the water sports platform, that's all complimentary, room service, but we don't include alcoholic drinks. We don't include Wi-Fi and a few other things, but we do have a package that people could take advantage of. It's called the all-in package. It's $89 per person per day. It includes the unlimited premium beverage package, as well as the 15% service charge, unlimited Wi-Fi, prepaid gratuities, and unlimited laundry service. So this is a tremendous value. Many people take advantage of this because it bundled together. It is a huge savings. And if you, as a travel advisor, book this for your clients, we pay commission on this. If they book it on board, you do not get commission. But if you pre-book it for them, we will pay commission on this. And it turns us more into an all-inclusive cruise line. Just a few more slides left. Hopefully I'm not going too slow or too fast. A few promotions. We have a Tahiti promotion where we have a 7-day program for $34.99. But not only do you get the 7-day cruise, but you get air out of LAX, which if you ever checked air out of LAX, could run you $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, and a pre-night hotel at the Intercontinental, and also a day room at that same hotel, and 4 sets of transfers for $34.99. So it's not only the best way of seeing Tahiti, of visiting all these islands on a small, tiny ship with 148 people, but also it's the best value in the industry. We also have a promotion that runs every week. It's called 7 for 7. And this is where we take 7 unique sailings, 7 unique departures, and we put them on sale for 7 days, and it changes every Thursday. And we don't do a great job promoting it, so you need to go to our website under specials and click on that, and you'll see every Thursday we have a new group of promotions there. We also have a promotion. I do love this picture on the top. We love travel advisors. This is some of the staff, the officers on one of our ships, the Star Windsurf. Took this a few months ago. We have a promotion right now for you guys, sell 3, sail free. So any bookings that you make between May 18th, that passed a few months ago, up through September 30th, 3 bookings, and you register with them with us, and you and a guest get an 8-day cruise for 2 to sail anytime in 2021. So it's a super generous promotion. We did it a few years ago, and it sold very, very well. We have a travel advisor rates for you. We have them now starting at $355 per person. Not only do you get the cruise for that rate, but whoever's traveling in your room with you, your guest, will also pay $355. And being these crazy times that we're in, we have cruises now that are going out in November, December, all the way through May of next year. Usually, if it makes the travel advisor rate list, it's usually cruises departing within 4 months. Now we have cruises departing in May of next year, and you could cruise for $355. And we'll confirm you, if you, hypothetically speaking, if you gave me an application today, by Friday, we most likely would have you confirmed for like an April departure. So take advantage of this.
Sending mine right now.
And that's perfect timing. So any questions?
We'll get questions. Just continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it. No, it was that was my last slide. So it was perfect timing. I will stop sharing my screen.
So we will go over. I had a few questions that I wrote down, and if anyone has any questions, please post them below, and we'll get to them as well. You've mentioned the target market is 45 to 75. Is that normally the adults? Do they bring their kids, teens? Did you see that common or
not a lot? I mean, we will get teens. We don't get a lot of younger kids. We don't cater to younger kids. We have no children's programs. But we will get some younger kids. If they're under age 8, we don't even allow them on board. So 8 is the minimum age. We'll get some teenage kids that'll come on board. They love the water sports platform. We have complimentary water skiing. They go tubing. I mean, teenagers have a blast, but keep that in mind. We still don't have a lot of them. You might get 3 per sailing, 3 teenagers, and they'll have a blast. But we definitely cater to the 40+ market because it's just very romantic and just laid back. We're not. It's a nice way for couples to get away, but we don't turn away families.
Okay. Let me see. You said that include alcohol. We have the package. You answered the shore excursions. What is included and what's not in the shore excursions?
The no shore excursions are included, so they are all optional. We have a variety of excursions, and if they go on our website and you just click on a tour, you click on the shore excursion button, you'll normally see anywhere from 5 to 10 excursions per port that we pull into, ranging from $50 to $1,000 if it's a private helicopter landing at a villa in Tuscany or what have you. Most of them are not bigger groups. We'd like to keep it, 15, 16 people. We even have some private groups, which is 2 or 4 people, but the excursions are not included.
Right now, I think it was mentioned that it's 50% capacity, so they're not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Paula was asking, she has a family of 6. Can we do a combination of the sail free plus a travel agent rate, or can she get a travel agent rate for both cabins?
She wants a travel agent rate for both cabins, and it's her and someone else also.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Combine sell 3, and then ask for a travel agent rate on that one.
Yeah. If it's on the list, we have a list of about probably 50 or 60 cruises that are special travel agent rate cruises. Yes, they could
fit 2 or 3.
Say it again.
The cabins are normally occupancy. They're normally 2.
Up to 3. Yeah, we have many triples as well.
Okay. Sharon was asking bookings made through September of 2021. I'm not sure what that refers to, which are the promos.
Well, the sale three, sale free is for bookings made. You actually make the reservation between now and September 30th of this year, but you could travel anytime next year.
Any
That,
open thing that
any open sale other than theme cruises
okay.
and holiday cruises, and it's an 8-day cruise. You get an 8-day cruise for two.
Okay. Which ship sails around Tahiti? How big is it?
That is the Wind Spirit. It's a 4-masted, 6 sails, holds 148 people, and just an incredible, romantic, private, semi-private yacht. It's a nice way to go.
Let's see. No quads, right? We said doubles and triples.
Right, no quads.
Okay. And any single rates?
We traditionally, I know a lot of cruise lines will charge a 200% premium. Generally, we offer 175% premium, which for the most part is less than a lot of cruise lines. And then every once in a while, maybe once or twice a year, we'll have a solo traveler promotion where the single supplement will go down to 30%, 20%, maybe just a 10% premium. Sometimes it's even waived. But we never get advance notice when it's going to happen. Like I'll get an email and saying, okay, in 3 days we're having this promotion, solo travel promotion. It's going to be available for the next month. Any bookings for next year or certain departures, and there it is. But for the most part, it's 175%.
Okay. Okay. Someone's saying that the slide said book until September of 2021. So I don't know. We'll double. Either you need to check as well.
That was a typo on my part. Yeah, you have to book it by September 30th of this year.
Yeah, you have about 2.5 months. So get to booking.
Yeah.
So again, if anyone has any questions, if you've been on Windstar, if you've been on one of the travel agent rates, or in general, if you have clients that are, can't stop raving and bringing more clients, just let us know. I'm sure Anthony would love to know about them as well. So how do we? Again, people are looking right now. What's the terms in terms of cancellation changes? If I book someone right now, deposits, final payments.
Yeah, if they book now for any cruise for the remainder of this year and the remainder of 2021, we have a booking assurance policy where they could cancel up to 15 days prior to sailing with 0 penalty. So depending on when they cancel, they'll get either a combination of a future cruise credit and or cash, but they won't be forfeiting any money at all.
Okay.
So if they book far enough out, they're going to get mainly cash back. If they're booking 15 days out, they're getting mainly a future cruise credit. And then in between, they're getting a combination of cash and a future cruise credit, but 0 penalty.
Okay. There's a question here from Jill. Hey, Jill. She's asking about if the other ships have been refurbished lately. And also a follow-up question, you've mentioned the AC system and the UV lights. Will that be on all of the ships?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is perfect timing for our all-suite Star class yachts because they're in Palermo now being worked on, so it's easy to do it to them. But the other ships will be dry docked. We'll be installing the systems. We're doing major refurbishments on those ships. Some just happened within the last 9 months. Some will be happening within the next 9 months. So pretty much every year and a half, these ships go through a major refurbishment to make them shiny and new. But the 3 ships, the 3 yachts without the sails, I mean, they're going to be incredible when they start coming out. And the Breeze will be the first one to come out later this year. But the Wind Spirit is the first ship to come out in Tahiti, and then it'll be the Breeze and then the Surf. So we're only going to release 3 ships this year, and then the other 3 ships will come out early to mid 2021. So we're staggering when they come back into service.
Oh, you guys have 6 ships in total.
Yeah, 3 with sails, 3 without sails.
Okay. If agents are new to Windstar, is there a training program? How do they book? How do they request all these promotions?
Yeah, good. Thanks for bringing that up. If you go to our normal website, windstarcruises.com. You go towards the bottom area, there's a black area, and towards the right, it'll say Advisor Hub. Click on there, and then you'd have to sign up with your name, email, and IATA number, and then you'll have access to stuff that consumers do not have access to. You could check out promotional flyers, different pictures that you could use, and photos and videos you could use for social media. You'll have access to the travel advisor rates that I just talked about. You could see them on the Advisor Hub. You could also register to book online. So that's a separate site, but then you can make all reservations online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Consumers do not have access to this. You could check rates and availability, add stuff, shore excursions, things like that you could do online. And also you could check out our contest that we're having. The sell free promotion is on there as well. And there was one other thing I was thinking of, and it just slipped my mind. I apologize.
Do you need to qualify for anything regarding requesting the travel agent rates? I know people have.
No. You could be brand new. We want you to be with the company at least 6 months before you can take advantage of a travel agent rate. If they go on the application, it'll say that you need to fill out the application and get a letter from your manager saying that you've been employed for 6 months, as well as being on a CLIA list or an IATAN list. It just came back to me what I forgot. People were asking about additional training. If you go on the Advisor Hub, you could also take the Windstar Academy, which is a class that'll make you a Windstar expert. It's not that hard to take, and it's been revised not too long ago, so it is pretty fun to take. And once you graduate, any booking you make, or the first booking you make between now and the end of the year, will send you $100 bonus commission as a way of saying thanks. So.
Okay, great. There's several comments about people who've cruised with Windstar or sent clients. There's one of them, Cindy, saying that she was on the Spirit many years ago to the Caribbean. It's one of the not one. She said this is the best cruise ever. So
thank you, Cindy.
And a few others have mentioned that they've done Istanbul to Athens. Do you still have that Turkey to Greece itinerary?
No, that was our number one seller for like 20 years. And then when they had the issues in Turkey a few years ago, we pulled out of Athens, and now it's round trip. We pulled out of Istanbul, and it's round trip Athens. We still have some cruises that visit Istanbul, but it's in the middle of the cruise. So God forbid there's an issue, we could still pull out, but it's not where you begin or end, we have to fly into. We've always been going to Ephesus and Kusadasi during all this because we have a tremendous program there. I mentioned, I kind of lied. I said we don't include shore excursions. On our Greece program, we do include a shore excursion, which is complimentary. It is complimentary, and we take everybody to the courtyard of the Celsus Library with a string quartet playing for them, and they have a 5-course meal under the stars, free of charge.
Nice.
It blows people's minds when they're there. It's unbelievable. That's one of the few. We have like a handful of cruises where we do have like a surprise event included, but I don't like to talk about it much. I'd rather them be shocked when they get there.
Right. And I suggest for the agents to go and maybe grab some of these itineraries, maybe share them with clients. I saw someone was asking about a Japan. If you guys are going to Japan of 2021, I would just highly recommend you go to their website and see the itinerary, see the options, maybe create a post or something so you could send it to your clients so they'll see the unique itineraries and the unique product, because it is very different than what they're used to. I don't see a lot of or at all Windstar promotions or advertisement, but it's possible. People are looking for something like this, so I would highly recommend that you get it in front of your clients. Hopefully get them to book, and that will be their best cruise ever based on
Cindy wasn't lying when she said that. This is our new move here. No more hugging and kissing. We're all about the W, the Windstar wave.
That's great. Yeah, I'm sure. The first cruise that is scheduled is in September, right? Mid-September.
Yeah, mid-September. Tahiti on the Wind Spirit.
Okay, so we'll be waiting. Hopefully, no changes, and people will get back to cruising in general or just traveling. Before we are getting ready to wrap up. If you have any more questions for Anthony regarding the product, just let us know, and we'll be able to ask them. If not, and if we need to reach out, can we reach out to you? Are there other BDMs in the area?
Yeah, there are other BDMs in the area. They can reach out to me, and then I will get them the person's email address and cell phone number for their particular area if they're in Europe, or we have a separate, people in Canada. We're small. We only have 5 people that cover North America, and 1 individual that covers the UK.
If you want, I'll grab the information from you, and when I post the video, again, I can put their information, or I can just put yours, and you'll be reaching out to them. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more questions.
Right.
Anything to summarize?
I just want to thank everyone for taking time out of their schedules, even if you're not super busy travel wise. I'm sure you're getting cancellations and rebookings, but just taking time out of your day to learn more about the travel business and learning about Windstar just shows your professionalism and why you're a great travel advisor. You're not hanging on the beach right now or working on your suntan, which most of us wish we are. You're trying to not only generate business, you're trying to learn about what's out there. And I appreciate you trying to learn a little bit more about Windstar Cruises, because we've been strong for 32 years, and I think we're only going to be stronger now with the increased demand in small ship cruising. So I want to thank you. I want you guys to stay safe, wear a mask, and hope to see you on a cruise one of these days. And thank you, Roy.
Much for the time. I'm hoping that in a few weeks or so we're going to get some posts saying because we did that video with the live sessions, that I now have my clients booked on Windstar. So I'll be very happy to hear about that, and we'll let Anthony know as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Anthony, again. We have a few sessions coming up this week still, I think tomorrow with Palace Resorts, and a few for next week. Just check out our events tab. Hopefully we'll get Anthony back in a few weeks or a few months after we'll see some of the ships that are actually heading out.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone, and we'll be in touch. Have a great week.
Thanks, Roy. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.